Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for you to take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Musical, lyrical lingo. Every episode a new bingo. Laugh and sing, go with the flow. Tune in as the memories grow.
Hello and welcome to Musical Lyrical Lingo. We're your hosts, Tim
And LJ. Today and every week we will be discussing musicals, but specifically what they taught us.
Another week.
Another week.
Musical.
We're back. I'm pretty sure my children are tap dancing upstairs.
It does sound like maybe they're practicing for their end of term showcase,
I think that's exactly what they're doing.
Which is slowly but surely coming upon us. The levels of stress are growing. Saturday upon Saturday, it's like we all must breathe and stay calm.
I love it.
You know, the show must go on.
Show will always go on, and it's always wonderful.
That's it, exactly that.
I went to a concert this week.
You're really getting out there with the whole music performances.
It wasn't a musical concert.
No.
It was so Charlotte's little friend and her mum and then Charlotte were going, and then I was invited along, but I officially felt old. I felt old at this concert. This lovely singer was talking about, now that she's grown up at age 25.
Oh, wow. Okay. When was that?
I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm definitely here with my child. Do you know, I feel like a couple of other concerts, I definitely took CJ to a concert. We went to the Vamps, definitely, within the last 10 years. Well, no, because she would have been 3, but I mean, roughly, say 8 years ago or something. And I didn't feel as old, but going to see this, and I didn't know this singer either.
Who was it?
So, I'm going to get it wrong.
Oh,
Mixin?
Never. Well, listen,
but you're
doing better than me, because I've never even heard of that singer before.
So, it was lovely. It's lovely to discover new music. I really had a great time. And I'm like...
But I now officially am feeling old.
Now I officially feel old, and musicals don't make me feel that way, so I need to go and see another musical.
You feel young and fresh as a birdie.
Yes.
In musical theatre.
Musicals don't make me feel old. Going to concerts make me feel old.
Yeah, especially if you don't know the person you're going to see. That was awful brave of you to actually go to a concert of an artist you don't really listen to.
Yeah.
Well done you. So, in the world of musical theatre, it's been a busy week though.
Oh my goodness.
Particularly for a certain Rob Madge.
Oh,
they have had quite the week. So, they started off the beginning of the week on their social media by announcing that their musical or play, My Son's a Queer, But What Can You Do, is finally going to get its Broadway premiere in June 13th to the 15th.
Yes, it's only a short stint.
Yeah, in the New York City Centre. Mm-hmm. But that's amazing for them, especially when they were there ready to go, and then for whatever reason it all fell through.
Yeah.
And the opening number, I think, in their show is called Anything Is Possible. And it was really lovely that Anything Is Possible. And it might have taken another year of, I think, probably a lot of hard work.
Yes.
So that was the start of the week. And then they announced that they are going to be the next MC in the Kit Kat Club in Cabaret in London.
Yes, along with Hannah Todd is going to be...
Hannah Dodd.
Sorry.
Bridgerton's Hannah Dodd. Yep. Yeah, so they're both going into it from the 29th of May for, I certainly know that Rob Madge is for 16 weeks only. Mm-hmm. But the whole story of how it came about is really interesting. Did you hear that?
No, go for it.
So, Rob Madge was hosting the Stage Awards this year, and he made a joke of, I am your host, as the MC would say, and if there's any cabaret producers in the house, hit me up. And they did, and they managed to get an audition, and they said that they were happy enough with that. That was great that they got into the audition room, but went and booked the gig.
Amazing.
And Rob Madge will be absolutely incredible.
And I love them, and their socials are amazing.
Yeah.
But they did play it in a Sylvia Young production years ago. So also there was a comment where it was like, I'm an old hat at this.
Yeah. As you say, their socials are hilarious.
Yeah. Very real and honest, and so well done.
And I know Rob Madge will be brilliant as the MC because I have now seen Cabaret. So we haven't talked about this on the pod yet. So I have come back from London where went to see Starlight Express. That was planned and booked. And then I was surprised with a lovely visit to the Kit Kat Club, which I did not think was happening. I was under the illusion that we were going to a book signing of a old Formula One driver, Gayheart, someone. And I actually thought we were going. Well, I knew we were going the wrong direction. I was like, "This is the wrong way." Only to realise that they were already standing in the queue, showing the tickets to the girl. So, and it is incredible. And Billy Porter is incredible as the MC. Rob Madge will be just as incredible. And Marisha Wallace just gets better and better. So I thought she was good in Guys and Dolls. Her Sally Bowles was like up another 100 notches. Like, she is just incredible.
Wow.
So that was amazing. I forgot, I haven't talked about my London theatre goings on the pod. Starlight Express, I think we'll probably have to mention it, don't we? Because we did do it on the pod, and I was very vocal on how I felt about the revival and the changes that have been made. And I have to say, to be fair, it was brilliant. And when you see it, the changes make sense. You know, they've new characters like Hydrogen, for example, because it's now a power that wasn't about in the original. I mean, to be fair, the female Diesel didn't annoy me, and they were really good in the role. It didn't bother me. I got goosebumps 4 times.
Wow.
Because of the technical stuff involved, like the Starlight Express sequence was like absolutely gorgeous with how they do it.
And tell me this, what about seeing the child?
Yeah, no, it was fine.
Okay.
Because
that
actually,
was the part that you loved, is that you didn't see the child.
But actually very involved in the whole show.
Okay.
So it wasn't that they just do a wee bit at the beginning and then they appear at the end. Very involved. And actually, the way they've staged it, it's very clear that the child is manipulating and creating everything that's happening on stage. So the child does an awful lot of work. Like, and I had a wee girl and she was brilliant. Like, so no, it worked as it was. And how they do, because it's Mama, they don't do Papa. The old like rusty steam engine, it's Mama. And how they fit that into the story with the child is beautiful as well. So no, I came away going, actually, fair enough. Like, it was very good.
Good.
I also didn't realise that Troubadour Theatre was where they used to film X Factor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, right. So you've seen it
there. You go. Yeah. So I went off on a tangent there because I forgot we hadn't done the theatre news.
No, I loved it.
Yeah.
But now, are you going to have to go and see Cabaret with Rob Madge?
No, here's the thing.
Okay.
And interestingly, and I said this after having seen it, because I was so spoilt. I am a lucky boy, because we sat at some of the Cabaret tables, so we were very close to the front.
Amazing.
And, you know, you're very involved in in the way it's staged. I think I feel the same way about Cabaret as I did about Hello Dolly with Imelda Staunton. Like, because I've seen it, I don't ever need to see that production ever again. I want it to live in my memory forever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so no, that's how I feel.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a very exciting
It has.
couple of weeks for
Yeah.
theatre.
It was good.
Good.
Shall we move on? 'Cause
Yeah.
I do have other theatre news,
Right,
but
yeah,
like,
go for it.
no, but like I forgot I needed to talk about my theatre
I know
news.
your theatre news.
So let's move on to
Yeah.
what we're doing this week then, musical theatre.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Footloose.
Footloose, kick off your Sunday shoes. I have to say, back in the day when we were out at the DISCO, or out for a wee night out, you know, we did like the dance floor.
We did.
And normally when Footloose came on,
Yeah.
like the dance floor maybe cleared a little bit. No.
No, we were there.
There is many a night I split my trousers dancing to Footloose in a
Yeah.
club.
And we also learned a really good routine from one of our dance teachers for Footloose.
Sure did.
So,
I always
did that.
loved that as well. Like, looking back, so uncool.
Uh-huh.
But like at the time we thought we were amazing when like a song like Footloose
Yeah.
did come on and we did have a dance
I
routine
know.
and we did the dance routine in the club. Same with like S Club.
Yeah, we do that at any
S Club
gathering.
Reach, you know, like we have a routine for that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And we think we're really cool, but in hindsight, like that's so not cool. Like doing
No,
a
but I
full
don't
on
really
routine
care. I
in
don't
the
care.
club. No, I know, absolutely, nor did I.
Yeah.
But like at the time,
Yeah.
we thought we were like proper rock stars.
Yeah, we were like,
Clear the dance floor. We've got a routine.
we've got a routine, but
Yeah.
we're so cool.
So cool. Whilst everybody's looking at us, like going, seriously,
Okay.
I'm going to beat him up in the car park.
Why are you dancing that song? Okay. Yeah, so Footloose, the 1998 musical based on the 1984 film, which I wasn't massively familiar with. I knew of it. It was kind of like there, but
Yeah.
it's really the musical that I would know more than the film.
And
Like I knew it was
certainly,
Kevin Bacon's big thing, and
yeah.
that's, you know, you always see Kevin Bacon like dancing. Is it in the middle of like some street or something? No, it's not. It's in a building. And you always have that, like whenever it's do, you know, this was what he was in type thing. I don't know what I'm saying. And Sarah Jessica Parker, she's in it too, so I was aware of it, but I don't think I ever actually sat down and watched it.
No, and I can happily stand over. I wouldn't be a fan of the film, and I'm a bit more of a fan of the musical. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The film just doesn't
Yeah.
grip me at all, and the remake. I think I watched the first 5 minutes and then turned it off.
But does the remake have music in it? No.
Yeah.
Like it's the musical.
Well, no.
No,
So for the remake, they had, as far as I'm aware, because I only watched the first 5
Right,
minutes,
okay.
but I think they had some of the key tracks from the first movie, like Footloose, and then they put in like extra, like more up to date, modern-y kind
Right,
of
okay.
music. Yeah.
Oh, right.
But
okay, no, I
certainly not the hits from the musical, which I think are the best thing about the musical.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
some of the songs are quite good.
Yeah, some of the songs are great. So
Yeah.
music is by Tom Snow.
Mm-hmm.
He is a songwriter for many, many people.
Yeah.
Many, many people. Lyrics.
Like music artists,
Yes,
not even
yeah.
it's
No,
not
not
in the world of
musicals,
musicals. Yeah.
Lyrics were Dean Pitchford, who did one of my faves, The Boy from Oz, and Lizzie McGuire movie. We all love.
What a
This is
hit.
Dreams are made of.
Oh, was that what that's from?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I know the song. I've not watched the film.
And my cousin, when he got married, that is what him and Niall walked down the aisle to after they got married. It was
Really?
the
Lizzie
best.
McGuire?
Yeah, but it
That's
was like a orchestral version of it.
Oh,
it was
classy.
amazing. Yeah, it was really, really cool. Dean Pitchford is a songwriter who is also in the Hall of Fame. He was inducted in 2024.
Oh, what? He must be very good.
Yeah. Kenny Loggins. You know, we all know him from A Star is Born, Barbara Streisand's A Star is Born.
Mm-hmm.
And the book was by Dean Pitchford and Walter Bobby. He was the original Roger in
Walter
Grease.
Bobby?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
And he was a nicely Johnston in the 1992 Guys and Dolls.
Oh. Well
So.
done, Walter Bobby.
And-
Great name, Walter
And
Bobby.
he won a Tony for Best Director of Chicago.
Tony. You're very enthusiastic about that. You were shaking your pen at me.
I know, because it was a fact I remembered.
Very good.
I was just more
Excellent.
impressed with the fact that I remembered it.
So, the musical opened in Broadway's Richard Rodgers Theatre in October 1998. So it's not as old a musical as you think it is. Do you know what I mean? But I think in my head, I kind of thought with the movie being of the age it was, 1984, I thought the musical was a bit closer to that.
Same
time.
Right. And I suppose because it's set and it's very much an 80s, very much an 80s film, you associate it with the 80s, and the musical is set in the 80s, you just assume that, it was.
That's it. And it ran for 709 performances until July 2000. It received mixed critical reception. General consensus was that the show was in and of itself poor. Nice.
Yeah.
But as we've just said, the music and the talented cast at the time made it entertaining. It was nominated for 4 Tonys.
Yeah, just there's not a huge love for it. And if you didn't think there was an awful lot of love for it in America, where it is set, there is even less love for it in the West End. So went on a world tour first in 2000, had a UK tour in 2004, ended up in the West End, in the Novello Theatre on the Strand.
That's it.
Excuse me, but lasted 7 months. Didn't last very long.
No, it really didn't. It did, interestingly, star David Essex, and I love this one, Cheryl Flippin' Baker.
Did it?
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
We love a bit of Cheryl. She was, you gotta
Bucks Fizz?
slow it. Bucks Fizz. I couldn't remember it. I should remember it. It's coming up to that time of the year, isn't it?
Who was she
Eurovision.
Who was she in?
I have no idea.
Maybe the...
She'd have been too young to play one of the mothers, wouldn't she? Did she play?
No, she wasn't Ariel. No, in 2006.
No, you're right.
She
must
was
have played
being one of the mothers.
Aye.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, it didn't really do very well.
No, did have another revival in 2017, but...
with Gareth Gates and Maureen Nolan.
But yeah, just still not...
It's more of a toury kind of show,
it's
isn't
more
it?
of an Amdram show. And what did we say?
Oh, brittle.
No, it is, because you know what? It is a good chorus show. There's some really good songs in it. There's some, nice wee parts or whatever. But yeah, there's a couple of these musicals that we have done, and you know what? It's okay to be an Amdram show.
No, I need to verify, because obviously I work with an Amdram. I didn't mean brittle as in let's make it an amateur show. I mean it wasn't even a show that could go on national tours.
No, I don't think so.
Just don't do any tours.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No.
I need to verify.
Yes.
Like, I'm not saying that Amdram's the best thing in the world.
I think, an Amdram will do it justice. Well, I don't think you need to put it on tour. That's what I'm telling you, producers. Those producers that listen to us, don't bother putting it on tour. Just allow the Amdrams to have it.
Anybody who doesn't know, Footloose tells the story of Ren McCormick, a teenager from Chicago who moves to a small town where he attempts to overturn a ban on dancing enforced by the efforts of a local minister. There lieth the plot.
That is it. Yeah.
There's not much more you need to know.
I mean, all I would say is he becomes the voice for young people.
That's it. And I suppose that's one of the overriding kind of things that I learned from the musical.
And actually, I was helping a lovely student this week look at monologues for an audition, and Ren's is actually a really good monologue.
Oh, yeah.
That speech that he gives to the preacher.
Very good. Fun Footloose facts.
Oh, yes.
With a little bit of alliteration. It grossed 80 million. The film grossed 80 million, becoming the 7th highest grossing film in 1984. And Footloose number by Kenny Loggins and Let's Hear It for the Boy, my personal favourite, by Denise Williams were both nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song.
Awesome.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, my musical Eric Lingos, are we okay to
Yeah,
sort of move into
please
there? I didn't know much about the film, and then the remake totally bypassed me. I didn't even know there was a remake until I was doing research for this.
And you watched it?
No, I didn't.
No. And now that we've done the podcast with your fellow podcastee, he's telling you don't bother.
Yeah, so there we go. Anyway, I also didn't know that it was actually inspired by a real event. So, Elmore City in Oklahoma, they had this tragedy. You know, so this is why they had the ban on dancing, where some teenagers were at a dance. They were drunk and then they crashed the car, and had a major impact on the town of Beaumont. But yes, this did actually happen in 1979. So this Elmore City banned dancing. Yeah,
so Elmore City in Oklahoma, they banned it in an attempt to decrease the amount of heavy drinking, advocated by the Reverend F.R. Johnson. And he said, no good ever comes from dancing. If you have a dance, somebody will crash it. They will be looking for only two things, women and booze. When boys and girls get together, they get aroused. You can believe what you want, but one thing leads to another.
Well, there you go.
So there you go. And because of that, the town never had a prom.
Yeah.
Not okay.
No.
Until 1980, though. Junior class of Elmore City High School made national news when they requested permission to hold a junior prom. And it was granted. The request overturned the ban to hold the prom was met with a 2-2 decision from the school board when the school president, Raymond Lee, broke the tie with the words, "Let 'em dance."
There we go. That's in the musical.
And that's in the musical, yeah. It kind of rang a bit similar to the prom. Do you remember when we were talking about the prom?
Yeah.
For goodness sake, just let kids be kids sometimes.
I know, you need a wee boogie.
And that's what I kind of learned, that idea of celebrating the youth. Footloose is a celebration of youth, highlighting the energy and the passion and the potential that young people can bring to positive change.
Yeah.
I suppose that's the teacher in me coming out, is it?
Yeah.
But the musical showcases that power of the young people to challenge the status quo. Stick to the stuff you know.
That's a different musical.
Name the musical.
High School Musical.
Well done. And to inspire others to embrace their own individuality.
Yeah, no, I like it. And I like that, you know, there is a real fight for it. And yes, okay, everything comes okay in the end. But initially you think, oh, it hasn't worked, even though you've fought. And sometimes that does happen in life.
1,000%.
You know, you've fought really, really well. You fought your case really well, but just there's too much hurt there, or trauma, or whatever it is. But then obviously it does all come out well.
In the number Footloose on any given Sundays, the Reverend Moore, he says, in this morning's convocations...
I'm so glad that you got that, because I have that down too, but I didn't want to say the word.
Convocations. So you didn't know what they were either. No. So a convocation is a planned assembly of people for a specific purpose, usually religious in nature. From the Latin convocare, meaning to call or come together.
Oh, yeah. So I didn't know that it has to be a formal meeting, academic or religious, and you have to be gathered for a specific reason. Yeah. So you can't just, just come together. Yeah. Or can't just, oh my goodness, there's 20 of us here. Oh, we're a
convocation.
Yes. You had to have came at that time for a reason. Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's all I learned in that one. Do you have anything else?
To say that's all I learned.
No. The one thing.
One musical ever. Yes, no, same.
Yeah. Can't Stand Still. I really like that wee song. I think to see if it's done well. I think it's a nice wee, like, I don't know. There's like a wee, like, I can feel my shoulders going with it. Anyway, it says back where I came from.
Back where I came from.
Life's never a
humdrum.
Well done.
I will take you there.
What is a humdrum?
No idea. Well, I just presumed it was like the.
Yeah. boring or lacks excitement.
There you go. Life's a bit humdrum sometimes, isn't it? Until you stick on a wee musical.
Yeah, and then you're buzzing.
See? So you like that song. Probably my favourite song in the whole musical is Let's Hear It for the Boy.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Actually, I've got another one in. Can't stand still, sorry. It just says, gotta watch my P's and Q's. Which is weird. Yeah. So which is weird because our daughter said, "What is P's and Q's?"
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Here, guess what? I'm researching this musical and they say P's and Q's." So it's a British idiom to be mindful of one's manners and behaviour in social situations. People think it came from pints and quarts.
Okay.
Which originated in pubs and taverns where bartenders would remind customers to keep track of their orders.
That is so interesting because until now I have never wondered what the P or the Q stood for.
So I knew it was your manners.
And I knew what it meant. Yes. But I never really thought of the significance of the P's and the Q's. Yeah. So pints and quarts.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Isn't it? So that's why I just got into it a little bit deeper because it was only whenever CJ pointed out, like, but why is it P's and Q's? And I was like, I actually don't know. Why is it P's and Q's?
She's a clever girl, isn't she?
She is. So, sorry. Yes, let's hear it for the boy, which she sang. So there you go. Nice little introduction.
CJ sang it last year on our show. That's right. Can I check? Now, I might just be doing a silly Timmy moment on the pod. Did you know that Bolorama was referring to bowling alleys?
Yes.
Okay.
So you didn't?
No.
Okay.
So in the song it says, "Let's hear it for the boy." She sings, "Oh, he don't score at Bolorama." Mm-hmm. I didn't realise that Bolorama was like an established generic term for bowling.
Yes.
It's called Bolorama. Let's go to Bolorama.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that an American thing?
Yes.
And is that why you know?
Yeah, well, it's probably not why I know, but yes,
but you're more American than me.
It is an American thing.
Because I've never spoke to you about this, but whilst we're on the topic, let's do it.
What?
You're very American in our intro. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Like, I was like, flipping Nora. She's gone all Americanized on us.
Oh, yeah, I think I was trying to disguise my voice.
As an American?
No, but I don't think, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take your seats. I think I was just making sure it wasn't broad.
Fair enough. Total tangent there, but I just thought Bolorama kind of reminded me of your intro. Ladies and gentlemen.
No, there is definitely a film where Bolorama is mentioned. No, it's Flintstones. I was like, how do I know Bolorama? It's from the Flintstones. There we go. Got it.
Yeah. They also make reference of maybe he's no Casanova. Still his kisses bowl me over. Like some of the lyrics are hilarious. We do know, we've often heard of Casanova, but I did look into him a little bit more. Notorious for seducing women and having many lovers. Giovanni Casanova, an Italian adventurer. I didn't know what he did. I knew Casanova was known for being a bit of a seducer, a bit of a lover. But so there you go. He was an adventurer who was born in the Republic of Venice and travelled extensively through Europe. And they know that he was a lover because they came across his autobiography, which was published posthumous.
No, because you've said it, I can't say it.
Okay.
When after he's dead.
Yeah, detailing the provocative customs and norms of the European social life in the 18th century.
Ooh.
So there you go, Mr. Lover.
Yeah, that is a good song. Good. Yeah, I know. See, now that he said it, humanist. Hominous? Something like that. We know what it is, yeah. I need a hero. I need a hero.
I get rid of that bloody song.
Okay, that song has two meanings for me. One, it was in one of the very first productions I did with Stage Go.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the very first production, Lauren. It was in the second one. It was in Sleeping Beauty.
I love when you start talking out loud and it's just your innermost brain
terrible,
working.
Isn't it? It's really bad.
It's very funny. No, Lauren. No, it was.
It's terrible.
It was a Stage Go favourite as far as I can remember. I Need a Hero.
I think Sharon loved it.
Yeah.
And
it was in every pantomime going.
It was in every end of year thing. There was a performance of it. I remember lying on stage and somebody walking over me. Like there was just lots and lots. But I also think Aaron's brother likes it or something, and he's a joiner. And apparently, whenever he hears this song when he's in the workshop, it makes him work hard.
That's hilarious. I'd be delighted you shared that across the board.
Yeah, well, he doesn't listen, so it doesn't matter.
I love the Shrek. Is it in Shrek 2 that one of the characters sings? Is it the fairy godmother?
It is. It's in Shrek 2.
Jennifer Saunders sings I Need a Hero. I like that one.
But yes, whenever it says, isn't there a white knight upon a fiery steed?
Yeah.
That's just a horse.
Yeah, did you not know that? Oh, I did. I love it when EP Aaron, puts his hand in his head, because that means we've really gone to a new low. And we will be, is ostracised the right word? We will be ostracised for what we've just said.
I know.
Oh, well, Lauren, you're not going to be able to walk down the street.
I know. But I mean...
Fiery Steed, sure. Back to my reference about Shrek. He talks about him being a noble... The donkey talks about being a noble steed.
Yeah, but that's different from a fiery steed.
It's still a steed. Fiery, steed.
Oh,
noble
it's
steed.
The steed part, that's
it's
the horse.
Steed
not the...
is no.
So
oh
it's
my
not,
god!
It's not like a Siamese cat. Oh no, it is like a Siamese cat.
We need to have another wee grammar lesson. Adjectives and adjectives and nouns. So the steed is the noun.
Okay.
And fiery or noble is the adjective describing the steed.
Got it.
Anyway, let's move on to Mama Says.
Okay.
One of my favourite songs. So, I love Willard.
Brilliant.
He's the comic relief. No, hence I like it. I like that character because I like the comedy characters, don't I? And he's, Ren comes across him when he moves to Beaumont. I went to say Beaumont. I went to say Baltimore and I was like, wrong musical. Beaumont. And he's a mixture of stupid and hothead. Yes. Do you know what I mean? He gets himself into trouble by opening his mouth and saying something stupid or always looking for the fight.
Yeah.
Yet he doesn't really have much to back up the fight. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, he sings, everything I ever learned that gets me through the worst, I learned at my mama's knee. It's so true. It's so true. To learn at your mother's knee means that you learn it when you're a child. Willard is characterised as not being very bright and a bit of a troublemaker. So it's no surprise his mother had to teach him a lot of lessons. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I love that. And that's a great wee number for... What are you giggling at?
Just thinking if you had more lessons like that, you'd be alright.
EP Aaron just said if Lauren had more lessons like that, she'd be alright.
Oh, shush. It's a great number because there's not very many numbers where there's a boy and then a couple of boy dancers, in the show where then it's kind of just them focused. And I really like that number for that.
My goodness, they milk it for all it's worth. I think it gets 3 reprises, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You think he's he shared all of the lessons his mom has taught him and then he remembers more and that happens 3 or 4 times. Yeah. He also remembers, he says, Mama says, don't hold your breath for longer than an hour. Tangent. But do you know what the longest recorded time was for holding your breath?
Underwater or holding your breath?
Yeah.
Oh, underwater. Oh, is the longest one, is it Kate Winslet?
No.
Because she was doing for Avatar. she was doing training and it's like 15 minutes or something.
Nope. So the longest recorded time a man voluntarily, we need to add that, voluntarily held his breath was 24 minutes and 3 seconds, set by Alex Sequeira Vendrell. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name properly, but he was a professional free diver.
Oh.
There you go.
Very good. I always remember, like I was taught in school, you can't go more than 3 minutes without oxygen, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food.
It took you a wee while to remember that, considering all figures were the number 3.
I'm very tired.
This wasn't the science teacher that did this.
No, it was like a P7 primary teacher, so it didn't really mean much.
Oh my! Excuse me, you're sitting opposite a P7 teacher.
That's why I said it.
Sure. I love the chorus of that song, though.
Yeah.
Once you drive up a mountain, you can't back down. And I think that is...
Yeah, it's a good life lesson as well.
A good life lesson. It signifies that idea that taking a difficult path, like climbing a mountain, can make it challenging or even impossible to turn back, but it also implies commitment, the consequence of decisions, and potentially the need to persevere despite obstacles. I might actually write that on a poster and stick that in my classroom.
I think you should.
And I'll just, anytime I point to it, I could like break into song.
Yes.
Once you drive up a mountain,
See?
You can't back down.
There we go.
With my southern accent and all.
Do it.
Here, can you do next week's podcast intro in a southern accent?
No.
Here, he sings, you can throw a bit.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what a bit is, to throw a bit?
Well, is it a bit of money? No.
No, it's do you know EPR? I don't think so. It's an informal way of saying someone can be a little reckless or impulsive in their actions or decisions, to throw a bit.
Oh, okay.
Someone willing to take like risks or to act out without thinking too much
Surely
about the
that's what would
consequences.
come back to gambling.
Maybe.
You know, like...
The number of times on this podcast you've said, surely that's come back to gambling. You have definitely said that to me before.
That expression? I feel like I have.
You so have, like, because every time you said, I'm like, that's a Vegas Center. That's a Vegas Center.
Which you don't want to go to.
No, I
That's
know.
a story for another day.
Have we mentioned that in the podcast? No. We're celebrating big birthdays.
Well, some sooner than others.
So Lauren's, so the rest of our friendship circle celebrating a big birthday, Lauren's the following year. And my God, does she make sure we don't forget it? And they all want to go to Vegas, and I point blank went, no, I'm not wasting the money.
So we're going to go to Ballina.
Anyway, we're divulging. So we're going to lovely Ballina. He sings, don't chew in tinfoil unless you like that feeling.
Oh, that is the worst thing in the world.
I know.
Oh.
But it took a very long time for me to realise that feeling was created because of the reaction with fillings.
Yes, your fillings. Oh, did you?
Missed that, skipped that science lesson, clearly.
Oh, yes, it's horrible. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not when you do it voluntarily, you just accidentally, one of your sweets gets stuck.
Yeah. Sorry. Why anybody would stick tinfoil in the gob, I've no idea.
No idea.
I feel this often happens with a song I really like. I kind of go down a path of lots of musical lyrical lingos.
Yeah.
I've talked for a long time. Have you anything?
I don't have any other musical lyrical lingos. I'm on to my standing ovations.
See, you're a good upstanding citizen. And you know all the references in Dancing is Not a Crime.
Oh, well.
Don't you?
I recognise them all, but you would know them too.
I would know them too. What interested me in that number was the mention of tribal.
Yeah.
So, anyone who doesn't know the show, Dancing is Not a Crime is the song that Ren then sings to the Reverend Moore and the congregation when he's trying to convince them to let them have a dance.
Yeah.
And
it's in the Bible.
And he references lots of Bible references in Ecclesiastes. There's a time for singing, a time for dancing. But he also mentions when folks were tribal back before the Bible, they were liable to dance when crops came in. And I was like, okay. So obviously you've heard of Sundance, like do a Sundance to...
Rain dance.
Or a rain dance. So I did look into it, like a bit of a shadow, but it's all for the pod, right? The listeners appreciate it. So many tribes have used dance as part of rituals aimed at influencing crop growth and ensuring good harvests. These dances often involve symbolic movements and were performed during specific seasons or stages in the planting or harvesting cycle. Neolithic harvest dances celebrated the harvest and also were done to ensure growth of future crops. Then some dances like the basket dance of the Chihuahua Pueblo, I know this is going to be fun, were symbolic movements to invoke plant growth and fertility. Some tribes believe certain dances could influence spirits and gods or deities associated with agriculture and encouraging bountiful harvests. Some, like the Lakota Sioux.
Lovely.
The sun dance was a complex ceremony to honour the Great Spirit and ask for blessings for the crops. Rain dances, many tribes such as the Navajo and even some pardon me? Navajo, not Navajo. The Navajo. And some cultures in Africa performed rain dances to ensure rainfall. The Pawnee in Nebraska were known for their extensive knowledge of agriculture and had specific dance rituals tied to planting and harvesting many different varieties of maize, pumpkins and squash.
Yeah. And that's why as well, years ago when people thought witches, you think back to Crystal, dancing was banned because they thought that it was because they were bringing fruition
spirits
to the crops. They thought it was bad. They thought they had witchcraft, and that's why. I haven't seen them dancing. Have you seen though in
she's wigging
Broadway?
her finger at me again.
There is a play called John Proctor is the Villain.
Yes,
which is it's the Crucible hasn't been rewritten. It is a take on it about a group of kids studying the Crucible and then looking at John Proctor. But isn't it interesting because we flipped the Crucible? I didn't
realise. That's disappointing. Actually, I'm ashamed of myself because I did see that. Because actually the Tony nominations came out, and we'll maybe talk about that in the next episode. And I spotted that play as being nominated, and went, I know that name. And it's only now I'm going, it's a Crucible. We did Crucible when we were in school. And Lauren loved
amazing.
It. Yes.
We were very good.
Yeah. Oh, listen to you.
But we were very good.
Very good.
We've talked about it on the pod before.
Lovely.
We took a line from it and we called it "You're raising
heaven,
raising up hell," and I've forgotten, raising up a whore and pulling heaven down. That's what it was, and it's a line from the Crucible.
I think we went the other way around, pulling heaven down, raising up a whore.
That's it. And I was Joan Proctor, and you were Alistair. You were instead of you being Ali, my wife. Instead of it being the girl, there'd be John Proctor and Ali, the wife.
Is
you
it
were Alice.
Is it not Abigail? Is the Ali?
Sorry, the other boy was Alistair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was all. Yeah. We were all different genders. Anyway. Yeah, I was in it. It's very tired.
You are very tired. Shall we move on to our standing ovations then?
I love the way somebody. I'm not going to sing the
So
rest.
somebody's eyes.
Somebody's eyes.
Somebody's eyes are watching.
I love that. I think it's
So
great. Really
was-
good number as well for three girls to do.
That was on my list.
And Hear It for the Boy.
Yeah, they're my two as well. So let's hear it for the boy, Somebody's Eyes. And I've already mentioned I love Willard.
Yeah.
So I love that character and I love his song. Yeah.
So that's good.
I like Heaven Help the Man Who Fights His Food.
Yeah.
It's
and
a good song too.
There are some good, and that's why I think it is a good Amdram show.
Yeah, the music rocks.
The music
The
does
music's
rock.
great.
It is great.
And there's far more really good numbers than just Footloose.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's the very opening and the very end, but their lyrics are different.
Yeah.
But actually you kind of forget about that song.
Because even like some of the more subtle, like gentle numbers, like what's it called? The duet between Ren's mother and the Reverend Moore's wife.
Yes, and Ariel
is
as well.
really lovely as well.
Yeah, some really nice parts in it.
Yeah,
it's good. I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. I can understand why it hasn't had as much success in town, like in Broadway or in the West End. How there's limited, like I can't remember the last time there was a professional touring production of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I think probably that 2017 one.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, but I would have thought it would be bums on seats though, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Fame maybe like kind of like overshadows it a bit, maybe.
Maybe, and also it does take a wee while for the story to
get
kick in a
going.
little bit,
Aye.
For you to kind of really understand all the characters and why there's this big thing. So maybe it could be just that as well.
That's it. But listen, if you love a good old boogie, it's a perfect show for you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Shall we do our What Would Paddy Do for this week then? So what would you rather do? Or what would Paddy rather do? Lead the quirky moves in the Time Warp from Rocky Horror Show, or march with the band in Before the Parade Passes By with Dolly and Hello Dolly?
Hello Dolly.
You'd rather do Before the Parade Passes By.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. What about you?
What would I rather do? Obviously, Before the Parade Passes By. Like, hello, it's
Love it.
Dolly.
Love it.
Yeah. I don't have quite the build for a Rocky Horror Show.
Speaking of Paddy, did you hear really briefly that she gave praise to the new production of Sunset Boulevard?
She did.
High praise indeed.
On that, did you hear what happened this week?
Oh, wait, technical?
Yeah, so the Wednesday matinee on April the 23rd, the Wednesday matinee, there was a technical issue with the sound. First of all, can I just say, Nicole Scherzinger does Wednesday matinees?
There you go.
Interesting. So anyway, the show was cancelled. But to be fair to Nicole Scherzinger, she came out on stage with a megaphone and she sang with one look through the megaphone for the audience. She said, I don't know how this is going to sound, but at least it's from the heart. And you know what? This is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of performance.
Yeah.
She sounded quite good. Did you listen to the video?
Yes, it was grand, wasn't it?
Interesting you should bring that up.
I know. There we go.
There we go.
Well, thank you for joining us.
We're going to go back.
Way back many centuries ago.
We've done Joseph. We can't do it again. Shall we just do it again and pretend we've never done it before?
We'll do it again.
Well, come back next week and see what we're talking about.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Tune in as the memories grow.